Hi everyone, Marches here. Welcome to the channel, and today we will be unboxing and I'll be giving you my first impression on the HARDEN Volume 5. So let's go. Please stay tuned until the end of the video. I'll be announcing the winner of the basketball from Star. So thank you again, Star, for sponsoring a basketball giveaway for this channel. I appreciate you guys. Also, after this unboxing, I'll be showing some B-rolls of what's new in store over at Adidas BGC. So if you see something that you like, go ahead and visit their store. They have tons of new models and colorways that are out now. The sales told me that it just arrived yesterday, so check it out later after this unboxing. This is the HARDEN Volume 5 Future Natura. I'm really liking the aesthetics of the Volume 5s, comparing it to the Volume 4s, which I didn't like so much. This one for me is better looking compared to the Volume 4s. The box is really nice too. It's quite fun. I'm not sure if all HARDEN colorways will have this kind of box, but for the Future Natura collection or colorway, they will have this very cool box that's like colorful camo. And of course, there's the HARDEN logo there and Adidas logo on the other side. And I think this is HARDEN's signature at the bottom of the box. What else? So James Harden, created with James Harden Volume 5. Pretty nice box. So it comes with a standard tissue with the HARDEN logo and Adidas logo. Let's get into the sneaker. My first impression of the HARDEN Volume 5 is it's pretty stiff. So if I'm just using my fingers, it's harder. I have to use my palm to bend it, but actually it was harder earlier. I was actually trying it out first here in my floor before I gave you my unboxing and initial impression video, so that I'll give justice to the sneaker and not just jump into conclusion. So it got softer after I walked around here in my studio for around 30 minutes. My guess is the HARDEN Volume 5s really needs a lot of breaking time compared to the other sneakers that are out now in the market. So if you like the Volume 5s, the break-in time for this is a little bit longer. Let's talk about the upper of the Volume 5s. It features this very fused mesh upper that is very plasticky. They have two colorways that are out now here in Adidas BGC. One is this one, the white with the multicolored patches, and the black version of this where the white is just black. I opted with the white version because the last three sneakers that I bought was all black. The Why Nots, the PGs, and what's the other one? I completely forgot. And oh, the Cosmic Unity. Those three were black sneakers, so I opted with a white sneaker this time to give it a little bit of variety, and it looks better in my opinion. And I really like the patches of colors for the design and aesthetics of the HARDEN Volume 5s. And for the plastic, I'm okay with that as long as they become softer after breaking in. And as for the ventilation of the HARDEN Volume 5s, I think it will be hot because this fusing, there's no ventilation in any area without the underlining material. So I think it's on the warmer side, but it is relatively thin. So FYI for that, guys. And of course, the tongue is very well padded. It has a traditional lacing system, and the tongue is stitched on the footbed, which is nice so that the tongue won't move wherever. And as for the underlining material around the toe area, there's a lot of fusing on top of that mesh upper, which I think on the HARDEN Volume 5s you would have no problems in terms of durability. And of course, it will make the sneaker very supportive, especially the lateral side. This part of the outsole really goes up and your foot is around this height, so this really cages up your lateral side and medial side. And there's a lot of fusing on the toe area, giving you the support that you need. And maybe after breaking this in, I still don't think it will stretch. So for durability and support of the Volume 5s, I think will be great if you're looking for a very supportive and durable upper, especially around the forefoot. And moving on to the midfoot part, there's some underlying material which is kind of padded and foam to make the upper better in terms of comfort. Because if your skin just touches this fused mesh, I think that you will have skin abrasions. So they put the underlining materials that are foamed, or it's like a neoprene material, which is quite nice to make the upper a little bit more comfortable. And like I said, in the tongue, it's very well padded, it's very comfortable when I tried it. And as for the heel part of the Volume 5s, you can see this blocks as Achilles pillows, and it wraps around your heel or your Achilles, and it is really comfortable. And as for heel containment, lockdown, so far when I was trying it here, of course, the rigidity of the Volume 5s is a factor where you will experience some heel slippage, but you can fix that. So what I did was, with this last lace loop, I really tightened it after making that ribbon or locking my laces. And after that, heel containment became better. And I think the 30 minutes of walking with this around the studio really helped out in the heel containment. It made the sneaker less rigid, so I think that's a huge factor. But just tighten this up, especially when it's the first time you're playing with these, so that you won't be experiencing any heel slippage. There's pull tabs on the tongue, and as for the heel, there's another pull tab. And the fused material acts as wings around your ankle to give you that extra ankle support, so that's quite nice. And there's an internal TPU cup, and of course the outsole also goes up and cups your heel, which adds to the support or heel support of the sneaker. Now let's move on to the cushion of the Volume 5s, which really intrigued me on the Volume 5s. I heard so much bad thing about the cushion because I know a lot of people were expecting too much. The cushion of the Volume 5s has a drop-in midsole, and the midsole has boost in the middle too. That's why a lot of people were very excited with the cushion setup of the Volume 5. And after trying them out, they became disappointed. I know where they are coming from because I think Adidas should have put some space around the drop-in. For example, what Nike did to the Air Force 1 with the React drop-in, they left some areas or space around the inside of the sneaker so that the React could expand. I think that's what Adidas should have done with the drop-in midsole of the HARDEN Volume 5, because it has Phylon all around, or is it bounce? I'm not too sure with the carrying cushion, but it has Phylon or bounce cushion around, which is plush. It's not as plush as React. As for the middle part, which is boost, they didn't have any space for the boost or the Phylon to expand. I think that's where they miss out in terms of the design of the drop-in. And I was really trying to pull the drop-in out to show it to you guys, but it was really hard. I just pulled half of it because on the forefoot part, it was heavily glued down, so I didn't continue it because I might ruin the sneakers, but I took some video around the midfoot part. There's a TPU torsional plate in the midfoot. That is the main reason why the sneaker is very rigid. There's a plastic piece on the drop-in. It's very similar to the Kobe AD NXT. If you had that, there's a plastic in the middle to give you that torsional support. And they did that with the HARDEN Volume 5s. A little side note on that, the designer who designed the Kobe line with the drop-in moved to Adidas, and he was the one who designed the Volume 5s. But I'm still optimistic with the cushion. Maybe after breaking this in, when the outsole becomes softer and it flexes more, and maybe over time it will give some space for the drop-in cushion to expand, or maybe the Phylon will become a lot softer and the boost will also be softer over time. We'll see. I will update you guys in the performance review. As for the outer part of the midsole, it has two parts. This plastic material, very similar to the All-Star BB from Converse, which hugs and wraps the drop-in midsole, which I was referring that if this breaks in and expands a bit, maybe the cushion will move. This is the part of the midsole that I'm hoping to break in and expand over time. And as for the outsole of the HARDEN Volume 5, it features a very similar traction pattern with the Volume 4s. The main difference is this is deeper, which thank God they made it deeper, because on the Volume 4s, it was really shallow. And another thing that I didn't like about the Volume 4's threads, they are a bit rounded on the edge compared to the threads of the Volume 5, which is more edgy or is really curved at a 90 degrees. So when I was trying it here in my floor, it was gripping better compared to the Volume 4s. And of course, the deeper grooves will help out in dust pickup. I'm hoping that it won't pick up dust that easy compared to the Volume 4s. So crossing my fingers on that. And I really like the multicolored boost. design at the outsole, which is nice. It was squeaking a bit here on my floor, so I'll give you an update on the traction when I played with them. And as for the tread durability, they're kind of soft. I'm pretty pessimistic that you can use this outdoors, so we'll wait and see with that. But as of now, the rubber is a little bit flimsy. It's not too hard, so I don't think outdoor use will be okay on the Volume 5s. But as for the edges of the outsole, it's pretty much thicker compared to the treads that are found in the middle part of the outsole. So this is the high wear area, so it's a little bit thicker compared in the middle. And moving on to the sizing of the Volume 5s, I went with the same size with my Volume 4s. I'm a regular footer, so wide footer I think go true to size. And as for the weight of the Volume 5s, pretty much heavy. The weight of the Volume 5s is 520 grams, so it's on the heavier side. And I think because it has boost and a lot of plastics for the upper, it really made the sneaker heavy. And as for the heel to toe transition of the Volume 5s, it's pretty much flat. It's ideal for players who want stability, who likes to plant their foot quicker for a jump shot like James Harden, and it's very flat around the forefoot. Maybe because James Harden's go-to move is a step back. He really wants his forefoot to be very stable, and he's a big guard, so there's much more weight on the forefoot when you're doing a step back like James Harden, and comparing it to Kyrie, which is a light player, so a little bit curved, because Kyrie too really likes to do step backs, but they have a different body shape. Kyrie's a way lighter player compared to James Harden, so that's why I think Harden needs more stability and support around the forefoot when doing a step back move. So that's it on my first impression on the Volume 5s, and the price for the Volume 5s is 7,000 pesos. So it's cheaper compared to the Volume 4s. I remember the Volume 4s to be 7,400 or $10 more expensive than the Volume 5. So they made this a little bit cheaper, and hopefully it will perform and break in nicely. Crossing my finger on that. But in terms of design, I really like how it looks. And let me know, guys, if you like this sneaker, if you are planning to cop them. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as for the winner of the Star Basketball, drum roll. Congratulations to you. So message me in Instagram and Facebook. So here are the new products that are in store over at Adidas BGC. I'll catch you later.